video, and I'm going to apologize in advance if my house gets kind of loud and somebody busts in here. I am actually in our bedroom to kind of tell you a little bit about this because everyone has been talking about intermittent fasting. It is something I have been doing for the last year. I like it. I do supplementation with it, and I have better luck doing that than not using supplements with it. About a year ago, I decided to dive in, learn everything I could learn because I was hearing so many different, well, you can do it this way, and all you got to do is pick a window and then not eat here. And it's a little bit more than that. I actually decided that I was going to do some training on it so that if I fell in love with it, I would actually know a little bit more about it than just picking an eating window. So it has become extremely popular. When I first heard about it, it was something I went, there is no way. That is not good for your body. It is not healthy. And then I kind of dove into it a little bit more. So I want to tell you the different types of fasting you can do and briefly how they work. I'm going to save the most popular one for last because it is personally what I do and what a lot of you will do. So that will be the one that I know the most about, if that makes sense. Okay, so first of all, I want to say I am not a doctor. I am not telling you what to do. This is not any kind of, I don't know, health, medical advice, anything. This is just showing you what has worked for me, and I'm relaying it to you of some things I've learned. I just want to get that out there because I don't want anybody thinking I'm trying to tell you what's good for your body and what's not, because this is just what's worked for me. And actually, my freshman in college, he is how I originally got into it because I was kind of watching him and I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so, and I have notes, like I have been taking notes on my phone for almost a year. So now I'm going to talk to you about them. Okay, there are basically 6 popular ways of intermittent fasting. The first one we're going to go over is the 5 and 2 diet. 5 and 2 fasting, 5 and 2 diet. It is labeled 5 and 2 diet. Basically, what that means is that 5 days a week you eat normal, but you restrict your calories on 2 days a week between 5 and 600 calories per day. 5 days a week you eat normal. 2 days a week, 5 to 600 calories per day. I did attempt this one, and it wasn't for me. But that doesn't mean that it's not for you because it is popular for people. The next one is the eat and stop eat, which it involves 24-hour fasting once or twice a week. Basically, you set your windows. You pick which days you're going to do a 24-hour fast. You can do it. I have done this one, and it wasn't so bad. You pick your windows. I personally did where I would have dinner, let's say at 6 o'clock one night, and then I would not eat again until the next night at the same time. So because, a lot of my fasting involved sleeping, it worked out really well. And I did that twice a week. The other 5 days, I still kind of kept a set windows of, 16. I think when I did that one, I was doing 16-hour windows. So I would have 16 hours of fasting and then 8 hours to eat, but I would throw a 24-hour fast in there twice a week. I did like that one. Alternating day fasting. There are a ton of versions of this, and I've seen several of them. Basically, it's a little bit more extreme. I have not done this one because this is the one that you are allowed only 500 calories on whatever days you decide to pick for fasting. So let's say that you end up doing a 18 and 6 plan, which is generally the most popular. That's what I'm going to talk to you about last. If you wanted to add something on top of it, you could do an alternative or alternating day fasting. Again, that's 500 calories per day, and it is really extreme. And since, I've been doing it a year, and I still say that I'm kind of between I know what I'm doing, and I'm a beginner, but I don't really want to go too far. I have a friend who's had amazing luck with the intermittent fasting, and she can push her fasting windows to 72 hours, and I can't. So I just kind of skipped over that one. The next one is the warrior fast. It's also called the warrior diet. It is popularized by a lot of fitness people. Basically, what you do is they say that you're fasting all day, and then you feast at night with a 4-hour eating window. But you can eat raw fruits and raw vegetables during the day and have your last meal or your 4-hour eating window in the evenings. Raw fruits, raw vegetables. I have not tried this one because I know myself. I like something on that raw fruit and raw vegetables, and it seems very intentional on what you can and you can't have. But a warrior fast is really popular. Spontaneous meal skipping. When I first read that one and learned about that one and did training on it, I was like, don't we kind of do that generally in life? And we do really. I never messed with that one because I was like, I can skip breakfast, or I can skip dinner, or I can skip lunch anytime. And that's basically what that is. That just, to me, I was like, I need a schedule of a 16 or an 18 or a 20 something hour fast. I don't need to just spontaneously skip meals. But know that there is a fast out there that you can learn more about on that one. And then the most popular one, which is what I'm seeing more of from my friends doing, my friends wanting to know. I know this is one of several videos I have made to people and been like, okay, here are your different options. But I'm going to keep this one because it's not for anyone, and kind of share it to kind of explain kind of what I've learned. The 16-8 method is the most popular. What that means is you are fasting 16 hours and you are eating 8 hours. That is the most popular. Let's say I've seen recently where people do noon to 8 p.m. I made on social media, I had asked who all does fasting, and the ones that said that they do this plan, those are the hours they pick. They pick noon to 8 p.m. I personally do a plan similar to this, but I do 18 and 6. And you can work your windows however you want to. What you need to be very cautious of, and this intermittent fasting will teach you, is when you are the hungriest, when you think you need to eat, and when you think you don't need to eat. Whether you do the 16-8, which again is the most popular, your eating window, your 8-hour window of eating can be from noon to 8 p.m. A lot of people have no problem skipping breakfast. Me, again, it didn't work for me. I like to get up. I like to put something in my body. I like to get my metabolism going. I don't even care really if it's just a protein shake. I need my body going. I personally liked starting my eating window in the mornings and then going till 2 or 3, in the afternoon. I like starting earlier with my 8-hour window. I even like doing it from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. because that still gets me family, dinner with my family, but it also gets me protein shake or eggs or something, and my dog is trying to break in my door because, of course, he's not in here. But you can play with that one, and that's something, if you're interested in it, I can help you with it. I'm going to tell you this. This is the part I want to make sure everybody kind of knows. Again, I'm not an expert. There are things that I've learned that works, and there are things that I've learned that doesn't. You cannot, in my opinion, all of a sudden today say you want to fast, tomorrow jump into a 16 or 18 hour fast. And that's just my opinion. You need to start at 12 hours. 12 hours is really easy for most people. And most of the time, if you are conscious of what you're eating, what you're doing, what you're drinking, you're already doing it anyway. Do 12 hours of eating, 12 hours of fasting. Start with that. Do it for 2, 3, 4 days. I have had some people that go, oh, I didn't even realize that I ate more than 12 hours a day. So do it for 4 or 5 days. Do a 12-hour window, then go to a 14-hour fasting window and a 10-hour of eating window. Then go to a 16-hour fasting and an 8-hour window. And then if you want to push and you want to go to an 18-hour and a 6-hour, do it. The best and the biggest advice I can tell you is you will read all kinds of different opinions. You can find anything you want, I believe, on an internet to tell you it's okay or not okay. If you eat or drink something in your fasting window, you've broken your fast. I'm a firm believer in that. There are some things you will read, and there are some things you may even have picked up trainings or menus or whatever, books, whatever, that says if it's under 50 calories, it won't break your fast. But I'm going to tell you it does, in my opinion. I need to follow everything up with, in my opinion. The whole point that makes intermittent fasting so different is that, yes, your body is going to use its stored fat and use it as fuel, but it's also changing your hormones. I mean, it is changing the levels that are in your body, so it thinks that it's full when you might actually feel hungry. That hunger will go away, and I'm telling you, that's where supplementation in this has absolutely saved my life. But there's more to it than it's under 50 calories, I'm going to do it. No, don't do it. And I'll tell you this, however you choose to do it, I have not had one person ever tell me, and I've done 2 different trainings by 2 different people, that will ever tell you fasting all the time, 7 days a week, is good for you. I don't think it is. Now, I mean, I've done a 6-day fast and a 1-day, freebie. During that freebie, I'm still eating low carb, but I may have one meal. I know in the coaching I do just for Singular, we call them a cheat meal or something, but you can't go crazy, okay? You can't go crazy. So you can either do fasting 2, 3, 4 days a week, and you can pick a 14, 8, 6, no wait, a 14, 10, 16, 8, or 18 and 6 window, and then have 2 days normal. But even on your normal windows, you're going to continue to burn stored fat. But you're only going to do that if you don't sabotage what you've done during your fasting windows. That has been really, really important. And then, like I said, I've taken so many notes. I knew on that plan I would stay a little bit longer. Let me tell you this. There are some tips that I've written down until I'm very country from Texas and very casual today. But let me tell you, whatever fasting that plan you choose, I've kind of told you about how often. I'm going to tell you about calories. I'm not a calorie girl. I do have my Fitness Pal. I do have a watch. When you are fasting, you need to be able to know your calories in and your calories out, okay? So what that means is I am not telling you this is the range of calories. What I will tell you, this is what I personally do. I will stay anywhere from 1,500 to 1,800. I know generally how much things are, even though I'm a calorie person kind of now, and I said I would never be. I don't log everything. I just kind of mindful of what I'm eating. Out of your calories that you are allowing yourself, obviously men more, split them up to where, like for me, I have a 6-hour window. So I know generally for breakfast, I'm going to have 25 to 30% of my 1,500 calories. I'm going to have eggs. I'm going to have some turkey bacon. Sometimes I have some regular bacon because I need some healthy fats. But everybody knows a pound of bacon is not a healthy fat. If you do low carb, you do have to have your healthy fats to keep your system going. If you do low carb with high protein, you need more healthy fats. If you do a lower, like a not a low carb, but it's more of like an active one where you allowing yourself more healthy fats, make sure and watch your protein. But your calories, split them up. Say you're going to do 20 to 30% in the morning. Say you want to do another 25% at lunch, and then you want to do 50% at dinner. I tend to do more at lunch than dinner because I like to have that time to burn it off. I used to think I would get hungry, but I will tell you there are supplements, the Singular group that I use, that help give me energy, that, help me with my superfruits, that help me with my probiotics, my omegas. I don't really worry about if I'm in ketosis a little bit, and sometimes I might be, but I don't track it. I used to never want to be in ketosis because I didn't want my hair thinning or my hair falling out, or this has put a stop to, I don't have to monitor any of that because I'm not trying to be in ketosis, and I'm not worried about my hair falling out. Supplementation, whether you use mine or not, I believe is really important. The one thing I will tell you about the intermittent fasting is the mental clarity and the mindset. You do develop a stronger mindset. You know when you want to eat, when you don't want to eat. You know your limits, you know when to push, and it takes willpower when you first start if you're not used to it. But again, the supplements has really helped me on that part. I will also tell you the couple tips. And sorry, I'm flipping through notes because I'm telling you, just pages of notes, because every time I did any kind of training, I wanted to absorb everything that they said. Some, I think was great, and some I'm like, I'm not too sure about that one. But let me tell you, your water, I've always pushed for people to get a gallon of water in. You need to get at least half your body weight in. If that's a gallon, that's fine. But if you're not at least getting two liters, you're not pushing anything out when your body's burning it. A protein shake, you need to make sure you have a good, lean protein shake. I use Singular's because it has 50 calories and 10 grams of protein. It's easy for me. I will also tell you ways to beat your cravings. They talk about bone broth in a lot of the different training things I had done. I personally never made it. I know how to make it, but I've never needed really help with cravings. But they say it's great, and it's a great way to actually, get some of the nutrition that your body needs. It just never really perked my interest. I've already kind of went over that. Let me fly down. I will tell you, we were talking about the supplements. Shine and Prime, are from Singular. They're natural hormone stabilizers. I liked Shine, but I wasn't a huge, big have to have it. I like it now because I see more of the belly fat busting up since I started intermittent fasting, which is great. Mark loves the Prime. Bone broth, we talked about that. Exercising during intermittent fasting, you can. My advice to you is if you're going to exercise, come on, dog. Sorry, my dog finally got in. If you are going to exercise and you're doing intermittent fasting, you need to exercise in your eating window, okay? That way you can refuel what you are burning out. This is where you're going to want to know your calories. I'm just telling you, your body needs calories. If you don't have enough calories, you will go into starvation mode. I don't think that is such a huge, crazy worry with the fasting issue, as long as you are feeding your body with the right choices during your eating windows. So we've talked about calories. We've talked about all of that. I will tell you that this is how I did it, and this is going to be the last thing I did. I'll talk about. If you start out with a 12 fast, 12 hours of fasting, 12 hours of eating, make sure you try and do it the same times every day. This is, even if you go a 12, 12, a 14 and 10, a 16 and 8, and 18 and 6, try and stick within the same fasting times, whether it's 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days, whatever you do, try and stay within those hours. If you do 12 and 12, I personally did it very well with 3 meals and 2 snacks, or sometimes they were just shakes. When I went to 14 and 10, I did 2 meals and 1 snack and 2 shakes. You could do 2 meals, 3 snacks. I mean, you could do 3 shakes. That's kind of, to me, a lot of shakes. But you know, you do whatever you're good with. Just make sure you get your proper amount of calories in. 16-8, I did 2 meals and 2 shakes. Sometimes I did 2 meals, 1 shake, 1 snack. And then at 18-6, that's generally what I'll do. I might, seriously, and I said this earlier when we were talking about the 24-hour fast, I might do a 24-hour one from dinner to dinner, maybe once, I don't know, once every 2 weeks, sometimes once a week. I don't know. It's weird. The mental clarity combined with what Zing has done, it's insane. But if you go to an 18 and 6, 2 meals, like I said, 2 shakes, 1 snack, 2 shakes, 1, no, wait. 2 meals, 1 snack, 1 shake, or 2 meals, 2 snacks, or 2 meals and 2 shakes. This is why I tell people I needed to get this video, because I've been doing them personalized for friends that are doing it, and I'm telling you, it's great. I just think it needs to be done properly. Again, I hope this has helped, which is so funny because I woke up this morning in my messenger, and of course I had been asking on social media about fasting, and I had all these messages of people going, tell me this, tell me this, tell me this. My husband was like, all right, fine, I'm gonna try it. Just let me do this, or let me do. I was like, no, dude, you have to know how to do it. It is not as easy as just saying, okay, I'm only gonna eat in these 6-hour windows. You can find low carb plans. Like I said, I use Singular's low carb. I use the foods that are even on the Jump Start a lot too. I may throw some fruits in there, but I'm not so much looking for weight loss anymore, as I'm just wanting to feel good and keep it off. And I do like the things that intermittent fasting has changed in my body. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope this helps. Thanks. Talk later.